inside the stadium now. It's cold, it's wet. We've done the journey, 5 hours, 531 Boro fans. We've been embarrassed. What more can we put to it?
Well, taking absolutely nothing away from Newport, I just want to reflect on the pitch a little bit. You see how bad the pitch is? I don't know if you can see that, but the pitch is cut up. It looks absolutely terrible. But do you know what's worse than the pitch? Middlesbrough's performance. Because that was absolute dire. And every single one of them players should be ashamed. Because there's not one of them wanted the ball. I watched that tonight and thought, what am I watching here? You know, it's just not acceptable, that. I mean, there's fans travelling 5 hours, like you've said. It's a Tuesday night, it's cold, it's miserable. I'm sure the players feel that as well, but they're the professionals here. You know, they should be used to that. They should be able to cope with that sort of conditions. Tony Pulis coming back to where he lives, you think, oh, he's going to turn it on here. He's going to put his best out. He's going to flaunt. He's going to do everything he can to win this match. But it wasn't to be at all. It was absolutely disgraceful, and I'm really, really upset. Not just for me, but for every single Middlesbrough fan on Teesside. It's awful.
Like you say, we came here, as you've said there, and like you've said there, I think you've pretty much hit the nail on the head there when you said he's going to come home and turn it on. He did it against West Brom. He went back to his fellow club. He was getting a lot of abuse. The fans were at him all game, but he stuck with the players. He made the right changes. We were attacking. We were everything else. But we came here tonight, and it seemed like we've seen a total, absolute opposite. Yeah,
complete opposite to West Brom on Saturday. He showed us what he can do as a manager, you know. The formation, he switched things, he was tactical, he did everything he should do as a manager, Tony Pulis, but today he did everything he shouldn't do as a manager. I mean, we'd made all 3 substitutions with about 25 minutes to go. And you're like, well, where do we go now? And the players he's bringing on, no disrespect to them, but they're not the quality of the players you're taking off. So how are you going to get back into a game 2-0 down when you're putting players on that are worse than the ones you're taking off? And I'm not being disrespectful to them players, I'm being honest. You know, let's not beat around the bush here. I just feel like we've been robbed tonight, not by Newport. Newport have worked hard, they've done their homework. They're number 11 and they're number 15, they were man of the match for me tonight, the pair of them. They share it because they were fantastic. Their number 15 was winning everything in the first half, every single header. And he won the game for them in the first half for me. And their striker, number 11, he was class as well. So they've done their own work. They knew what they were doing. They did a job on us, and they absolutely made us look like non-league team.
You look like at times that Boro were the League 2 side, and then lads were the Championship. I mean, listen, there's not a lot we can say apart from the fact that we're all hurting. We're all absolutely devastated. We've been knocked out now by both, obviously out of the Carabao Cup and out of the FA Cup now, by Football League sides, out of League 1 and League 2. We've got Leeds on Saturday. We've got the rest of the season to concentrate on. Do you see how can the fans now accept Pulis now? Do you think, as before this game, the fans were still very much anti-Pulis, but we've lost 2-0. You see it as we're going out. Everyone's kicking off about Pulis.
It's hard. It's hard. I mean, I don't. You know, I've never been a fan that calls for any manager's head. I've never done that. You know, I feel like we got rid of Cranker too early, and I get slated for saying that, but I do. You know, I'm not one who's going to call for Pulis out either. You know, it's up to Steve Gibson. I trust Steve Gibson. I understand what they're doing. They're trying to sort the wage bill out for next season because we've no parachute payments left. It's going to be a tougher season next season in the Championship because we've got less money than what we've got now. So I get that. I get what they're trying to do. They're getting rid of wages and they're getting rid of trying to get a few million back for players to try and balance the books for next season. I get that. And then when people are slagging Steve Gibson off saying he's building his mansions in Pickering and all this, that's his business, you know. And we shouldn't be poking our nose into other people's business. If he's doing anything illegal, believe me, the VAT and the taxman will be all over him. So whatever he's doing, aside from Middlesbrough Football Club, is his business. And I don't think as fans we should ever get into that or have an opinion on that because that's his personal business. I wouldn't like that if I was in his position. So I've got to be honest about it. You know, Steve Gibson, as chairman for Middlesbrough Football Club, is the right thing.
Yeah.
You can't say it isn't. You know, what he's done for this club is absolutely amazing. And and it hurts me when people say that. Yeah, because you know I remember 1986.
Yeah.
I remember them bolting the gates. I remember the players playing for no money. I remember us training.
And that's where they actually play for the badge.
Yeah.
Unlike tonight.
And I think sometimes fans need to see that, because it's usually the younger fans that are saying Gibson out and sell the club because you're not worthy. It hurts. As a Boro fan, that hurts, because Gibson is Middlesbrough through and through. Coming back to his decisions about managers, that's his business. You know, he's the chairman. We have to trust him in that. It's upsetting. I do agree. But tonight, it wasn't Pulis's fault. You could say it was with the team sheet. Why wasn't Randolph in goal if you're playing, you know,
absolutely.
a big game like this? It's you've got Man City at home, a 7-figure sum if you get through this tonight. Well, that's going to help balance the books for next season. You could say it like that. So why haven't we played Randolph at the back in goal, and certain other individuals that were missing? But you know, the fans have cried out for 2 up front. He did that tonight.
I just felt like
I don't feel like we should have had 5 at the back.
5 at the back was wrong. McNair obviously went off at half time. When you seen that lineup, were you still confident that we could have got some out of the game?
No. When I saw the lineup, that's the first time I twitched. I thought, oh no, what?
And they came out as a 4-3-3 tonight.
Yeah, and then I watched them for 10 minutes and thought, oh no, and I thought, that's it. As soon as I watched how badly they wanted it, and there wasn't one player on the pitch in a white shirt that wanted it. They didn't want the ball. It was like a hot potato. They couldn't wait to get rid of it. They were just getting rid of it. They weren't passing it and delivering and trying to create anything. Yeah, we had a shot in the first half that hit the post. That should have gone in.
That was it, though.
That was it for the whole game. So I just feel like, you know, we've been robbed tonight. Not by Newport, or by the referee, or by the pitch, but by every single player on the field tonight. Yeah. And I think they should hang their heads in shame. And I'm appalled. I really am. And I don't say that often.
No.
I am appalled at that display. It's a 10-hour trip for us. Yeah. 10 hours for some people who have to go to work tomorrow. It's horrible.
Yeah. Like I say, Leeds on Saturday now, just to finish up. Leeds on Saturday after this tonight. How every single fan's feeling back home, back in Teesside and here tonight. Do you think we're going to get behind the team, and do you think we can actually get something from the Leeds game on Saturday? It's
going to have a massive effect, this game, on the game on Saturday, which is a disappointment, because I thought we could go into that game, win tonight, morale will be high, the fans will be bouncing. That's not going to happen now. We're going to go into that game and the fans are going to be disappointed. Certainly the fans that travelled here tonight aren't going to be happy. But, you know, as a Boro fan, we have to put it all behind us. We've got to go out on Saturday and pretend none of this ever happened. It's a cup game. It's a totally different world. We're playing a League 2 opposition here. We're not playing Championship opposition who are at the top of the table. You know what I mean? Here tonight.
Yeah.
I just stopped because I thought they were kicking us out. They're kicking us out.
Behind us.
You know, we're playing Championship opposition. We're playing Leeds United. That's a massive game for us. Come on, we can do this. The fans have to get behind the team. What else have we got? You know, we wanna challenge. We wanna get promoted. Playoffs, brilliant. Second place, well, it looks out of reach at the minute. But looking at last Saturday against West Brom, it is achievable. So let's just forget about this game and think about West Brom, and do what Pulis asked. Get behind the team. Bring that atmosphere that was at West Brom into the home games, and you might see results. You might.
Well, Andy, Dad, cheers for coming on Boro Fan TV. Thank you, mate.
So.
Cheers.
Everywhere we go!